I think there is no response. I think the energy has been really down. The good news for you is this is the last but one presentation from the entire day. And after me, I think there is one presentation on happy thoughts on mind. I think so we'll end with just before moving, I will just introduce because I have not been introduced to you. My name is Milind. I am an energy economist and working with Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power. Bureau of Energy Efficiency is a statutory body which works for implementation of energy efficiency and energy conservation activities in India. The conference topic is very different, and what I am going to talk is also being different, but I want to correlate this one. The topic is to machine communication, but what will be the usefulness and what is the role of energy efficiency in machine to machine communication? So, there is a lot of use. This machine to machine communication is used in energy efficiency and energy conservation industry, mainly for metering. Like building management system is one of the case study I will discuss during the slides also. The energy monitoring systems in industries which is used through GPRS or through direct communication cables. The SCADA system for controlling various parameters in the processes. Now I will talk with what are the legislative and institutional framework in energy efficiency in India. What are the energy efficiency initiatives in industry, building and appliances which government has taken. Then what is the national mission for enhanced energy efficiency which is being implemented by Prime Minister Office and Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Then voluntary initiatives to promote the. For legislative framework, considering the rapid growth of our country, from last 2 decades we are growing at 8%, and this is very impressive growth in all the sectors. You may be aware that our conventional energy sources like coal, oil and gas, which are exhausting at very rapid pace. We have only a 50 years of coal reserves, we have only a 10 to 15 years of oil reserves, and out of that 85% we are importing from other countries. We are only using our 15% of our reserves, and that's only for 15 years. So it's very difficult to survive in future. We are totally energy dependent country on others. So considering all these facts and also the climate change, the global warming and the climate change initiatives, the Government of India has came up with the Energy Conservation Act in 2001, and for implementation of this act, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency was formed by government as a statutory body. This act came into 2001. From 1st March 2002, the BE also started working. The mission of BE is to develop policies and strategies with a thrust on self-regulation and market principles within the framework of the EC Act. We do not want to create an Inspector Raj. We want to create a market, we want to create a voluntary mechanism and market initiatives for energy efficiency. The 5 major provisions are given into this act. One is designated consumers, the industries who are using very high amount of energy. Right now 8 sectors have been identified. These are being notified as designated consumers, and they need to comply with the specific energy consumption norms. They have to reduce their energy consumption by certain period of time. Then the second program is standard and labeling. This is a program which help in promoting the energy efficiency appliances into the market. You may be aware that there ACs, freezers are available into the market which are having rating 4-star, 3-star and 5-star. So this standard and labeling program is run by BE. Then energy conservation building code, as we are talking, the infrastructure, the cities and the buildings are the areas where the energy consumption is increasing very rapidly in India. So it's essential to develop an energy conservation building code so the consumption of energy into the new buildings can be reduced. Then creation of institutional setup, and there is a National Energy Conservation Fund is also created by Government of India for implementing these activities. Now in industry, 9 energy intensive industries including railway is also being identified as a designated consumer. Consumer means they have to be comes under the they are mandatory consumers under the Act. 13 national certification examinations has been conducted by BE to create a professionals for this field. There is more than 10,000 certified energy managers, including 7,200 certified energy auditors are there, who can help industries and various other sectors to implement the energy efficiency measures. Under standard and labeling, more than 14 equipments has been identified for standard and labeling program. Out of that, 4 are having a mandatory, means without the label they cannot be manufactured, like force-free refrigerators, air conditioners, distribution transformers and fluorescent tube lights. Even the draft standards for the cars, that is passengers cars, are ready and very soon it is going to be announced. So onwards you will have choice that which car is going to be consumed less fuel and which car having a 4-star, 5-star rated. Then India is the first country in the world which have come up with the standards for LED also. And recently the BIS and Bureau of Energy Efficiency has issued a standard for LED which also help to protect the market from poorly performing products. Now in building sectors, right now the area in buildings is around 659 million meter square, and in 2030 it is projected that 1,900 million meter square area is going to be covered under the building sector. So right now it's only 34%. So yet to be built is 66%. So you can assume that, you can estimate that how much energy is required into this sector by 2030. India has 9 climatic zones. You may be aware that based on these 9 climatic zones, we have developed the energy conservation building codes, and these codes are mandatory for all new commercial buildings. They have to be comply with these codes. The BMS, Building Management System, is also one of the part for the ECBC, where the automations and the sensors are used to reduce the operating cost of the building, that is to reduce the energy consumption of the building. We have also come up with the star labeling program for buildings, right now for day use offices, BPOs and shopping malls. As on date, more than 115 buildings have been rated under this program. Now come to the National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. The Prime Minister of our India has announced the National Action Plan on Climate Change in 2008. This National Action Plan on Climate Change have 8 missions which are very important, and out of that, one mission is the National Mission on Enhanced Energy Efficiency. This mission is implementing, BE is implementing this mission, and BE is a mission director for that mission. This mission is, the objective of this mission is to ensure a sustainable growth by an approximate mix of 4 E's, that is namely energy, efficiency, equity and environment. And importantly, through this mission, the market which is locked, which is being available for energy efficiency, that should be unlocked for investment. These are the 4 initiatives: perform, achieve and trade scheme. This is the market-based mechanism to enhance the cost effectiveness of the industries. Here the targets has been given to the designated consumers. If they have performed more, they can get more benefit, and if they are not performed, then the penalty is going to be imposed. Then the second program is market transformation for energy efficiency. This is also program to accelerating the shift to energy efficient appliances. Here automation can play a major role, like developing a super efficient equipment in all categories like fan, motor, pumps. Then energy efficiency financing platform, this is also one of the tools to promote the ESCO industries, energy service companies. And then the framework for energy efficient economic development, through which the fiscal instrument can be used to promote the energy efficiency. So these are the PAT, then MTE, FEED and EEP. BLY is the scheme under MTE, that is Market Transformation on Energy Efficiency, is the Bachat Lamp Yojana, under which more than 30 million CFL lamps has been distributed to the domestic consumers. Here, the CDM benefit has been utilized, and the investor has invested the money, and the return they get the return through the CDM. That the DSM measures super efficient equipment appliance program. Now come to the PAT scheme. This is one of the important scheme which is developed by Government of India, and this is the first of its kind of scheme in the world. I will just come to directly to the scheme. This covers around 478 designated consumers in 8 sectors, consuming about 165 million tons of oil. The national target given to this PAT industries is around 6.687 million ton of oil equivalent. The achievement, if they achieve more than the target, they will get ESERT. If they are not going to achieve, then they have to be pay penalties, or they have to purchase the ESERT. So this is the market-based mechanism has been created. Total anticipated investment into this scheme is around US dollar of 3,000 million. So these are the sectors which are identified under the PAT: power, thermal power station, iron and steel, cement, aluminium, fertilizers, paper and pulp, and textile. So these industries having a greater potential for machine-to-machine applications. As I told, the BLY, where remote-based meters are used to monitor the consumption. Then super efficient equipment program, as I told, right now we are running for it. FAN, government is going to fund the investor to develop a super efficient equipment fan, which will be 50% more energy efficient than the present one. And these are the other tools, as I already told. Other than, government is also promoting energy conservation through voluntary efforts. There is a National Energy Conservation Award scheme where the industries and other sectors are participated every year, and President of India is giving these awards, recognizing this. From last 10 years, you can observe that the entries has been increased constantly. In 2012, more than 800 people were participated. So these are the saving figures from this scheme. We also run the painting competition to create the awareness among the schools and school students. So this is also we received a very vast response from all over the country. This is one of the first prize winning painting competition from 2012. Now conclusion is that there is a greater role for this machine-to-machine communication and automation and the sensor industry into achieving the energy efficiency and energy conservation targets of the industries and also the government programs. So I'm just closing here with this information. If you have any question, then we can have.
Thank you, Mr.